Deep in the heart of the ancient jungle, where shadows dance and whispers carry on the wind, there exists a legend, a tale of a creature so elusive, so mysterious, that many believe it to be more myth than reality. They speak of the shadow tiger, a beast of midnight fur and golden eyes said to move like smoke through the dense foliage. For generations, villagers have passed down stories of this spectral predator, its very presence a portent of both doom and salvation. In a small clearing, nestled between towering trees draped in vines, lived a man named Ravi. Once a proud hunter, now reduced to desperation by circumstances beyond his control. Famine had ravaged his village, leaving families hollow-eyed and children with swollen bellies. Ravi's own family teetered on the brink of starvation, their pleas for food haunting his every waking moment. It was then that he made a fateful decision, to hunt the unhuntable, to seek out the shadow tiger itself. Some called him foolish, others brave. But Ravi knew the truth of his actions lay somewhere between courage and madness. He had heard the whispers, the warnings of those who claimed the tiger was no mere animal, but a spirit guardian of the forest. Yet what choice did he have? His wife's sunken cheeks and his daughter's weakening cries drove him forward, deeper into the heart of the jungle than any had dared to venture before. As twilight descended, casting long fingers of shadow across the forest floor, Ravi began his hunt. The jungle seemed to hold its breath, an eerie stillness settling over the land. He moved with the caution of a lifetime spent stalking prey, every sense alert for the slightest hint of his quarry. The snap of a twig, the rustle of leaves, each sound sent his heart racing, wondering if this would be the moment he came face to face with the legend. Hours passed, the darkness growing ever deeper. Ravi pushed on, ignoring the ache in his muscles and the gnawing emptiness in his stomach. It was then that he heard it, a low, rumbling growl that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. He froze, eyes straining to pierce the gloom. There, in the shadows between two ancient trees, a pair of eyes gleamed like molten gold. Ravi's breath caught in his throat as the shadow tiger emerged. It moved with a fluid grace that defied nature, its midnight fur seeming to absorb what little light remained. This was no ordinary beast. Power radiated from every sinew, an otherworldly presence that sent shivers down Ravi's spine. For a moment, hunter and hunted locked gazes, an eternity passing in the space of a heartbeat. As if in a trance, Ravi raised his spear. The tiger's eyes narrowed, a low growl rumbling from its chest. But before Ravi could strike, the air around them began to shimmer and pulse with an ethereal light. The tiger's form seemed to blur and shift, growing larger, more imposing. And then, in a voice that echoed with the wisdom of ages, it spoke. "Foolish mortal," the tiger spirit intoned, its words reverberating through Ravi's very being. "Do you not know what you risk by seeking me out? I am no mere prey to be hunted, but the guardian of this forest, the keeper of balance between your world and the spirit realm." Ravi fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the majesty and power before him. "Great Spirit," he pleaded, his voice trembling, "I meant no disrespect. My family starves. My village suffers. I sought you out of desperation, hoping that your strength might save us all." The tiger spirit's eyes softened, a flicker of understanding passing across its otherworldly visage. "Your heart is pure, hunter, but your actions threaten the very fabric of this world. The balance must be maintained, lest darkness consume all." As the spirit spoke, the forest around them seemed to come alive. Whispers echoed from every tree, every leaf. The very air thrummed with energy, and Ravi realized he stood at the precipice of a choice that would echo through generations. "You stand at a crossroads," the tiger spirit continued. "Choose wisely, for the consequences of your decision will ripple far beyond your mortal understanding." Ravi's mind raced. On one hand, the desperate faces of his family and fellow villagers urged him forward. The promise of salvation, of ending their suffering, pulled at his heart. But the spirit's words rang true. Who was he to risk the balance of the world for his own selfish needs? In that moment of indecision, fate intervened. A distant cry pierced the night. the unmistakable sound of a child in distress. Ravi's daughter's voice carried on the wind as if by magic. Without thinking, he lunged forward, spear raised. The tiger spirit's eyes flashed, disappointment and anger warring in their golden depths. "So be it," it growled, its form beginning to fade like mist in the morning sun. "You have made your choice, hunter. May the gods have mercy on your soul." With a roar that shook the very foundations of the earth, the spirit vanished. But as it disappeared, a wave of energy pulsed outward, washing over Ravi and spreading through the forest. Trees groaned and swayed. Animals cried out in fear and confusion, and Ravi felt a terrible change come over him. His limbs began to stretch and twist, fur sprouting from his skin. His vision sharpened, sense he had never before noticed assaulting his senses. In horror, he realized what was happening. He was becoming the very thing he had sought to hunt. As the transformation completed, Ravi the hunter was no more. In his place stood a new guardian of the forest, a shadow tiger bound to protect the balance he had so carelessly threatened. His human mind remained trapped within the body of the beast, a constant reminder of the price of his actions. In the village, Ravi's family would mourn his disappearance, never knowing the truth of his fate. But in time, new stories would emerge. Tales of a shadow tiger that protected the weak and punished those who sought to upset the natural order. And deep in the heart of the jungle, a solitary figure would roam, forever seeking redemption for a choice made in desperation. The legend of the shadow tiger lived on, a cautionary tale passed down through generations. A reminder that even the noblest of intentions can lead to dire consequences when one meddles with forces beyond mortal understanding. And in the deepest, darkest parts of the forest where shadows dance and whispers carry on the wind, a pair of golden eyes still watches, guarding the delicate balance between two worlds.